All right, welcome back to Global Morning. It's the concluding part of the breakfast show where we're going to be talking with Kester Elebe Sunu, who is a barrister and activist. We'll be looking at the recent comment by human rights lawyer Femi Falana, who has asked President Bola Tinubu to review the fuel subsidy removal policy following claims that Nigerians are still paying for subsidy. Though Tinubu on his inauguration as president did say subsidy had been removed, but comments and actions and policies have shown that Nigerians are technically still paying for the fuel subsidy. So Falana has called for federal government to review the subsidy removal. Good morning, Barrister Kester. Nice to have you join us on Global Morning.
Good morning, my brother. How are you today?
We're doing just great. All right, let's look at the comment by Femi Falana, who has told the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, to review the fuel subsidy removal policy following claims that Nigeria still pays for subsidy.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me this morning. The reality is that that statement is not only shocking, but quite worrisome. And it's something that as we discuss further this morning, viewers will realize the implications and then the urgency that the federal government should actually look into the claims made by a notable and eminent jurist in the person of Femi Falana, SAN. So it's a worrisome one, my brother.
All right. The World Bank chief executive talking about Robert Dickerman recently claimed that the federal government still pays for subsidy product. How does it mean the federal government is deceiving its citizenry and on the other part paying to the world? Because for the World Bank chief executive to be the one revealing this secret, so to say, to Nigerians, how shocking is, and what image does it create to the international community where to the citizens the subsidy has been removed, but to the World Bank the federal government goes behind to still pay for the product? Why would the federal government engage in such art?
Well, the reality is that there's no smoke without fire, and every rumor has an element of truth. So if that is the case, we find that this is not just a rumor, but eminent stakeholders, people like the chief executive officer of the World Bank, and also an MD of a multinational oil and gas concern, Robert Dickerman, have come out to say or to make such claims. People like this don't make empty claims. They don't. They have reputation to protect. For them to make this kind of claims, they have their facts, and that is why I'm sure Femi Falana SAN has lent his voice to the allegations that there's more to this subsidy removal that meets the eye. And then it is timely also that he has asked that the federal government should review this policy with a view to finally understanding whether or not the subsidy was ever removed. If it was removed, has it been returned? If it has been returned, what is the implication for the Nigerian masses? So I would say that the eminent personalities who are behind these claims has buttressed these claims, has validated these claims as claims worthy of being investigated.
All right, let's look at the fact that Falana has said since if subsidy is still being paid for, why is the federal government urging Nigerians to endure? And the federal government, according to reports, says they spent 1 trillion naira on fuel subsidy per month. Shouldn't it be reviewed, the policy itself? Because if the federal government is spending 1 trillion naira per month on subsidy, which they claim has been removed, as a legal mind, can the federal government be sued for such infractions?
Of course. I mean, if the federal government has officially made such pronouncements that they spend such amounts on subsidy, then of course it leaves them open for judicial interpretation. Of course, public interest suits can arise, public interest litigation can arise, where, based on the Freedom of Information Act, civil society and interested Nigerians can ask the court to order that the federal government release, make public its expenditure or its policy or the implementation of the subsidy removal, whether or not it has been removed. So this leaves the federal government open to litigation, as you have rightly opined. I can't hear you.
All right, welcome back. Sorry for that quick breaking transmission due to some technical issues beyond our control. Kester, nice to know you're still there. I hope you can hear me loud and clear now.
I can hear you now, yes. Thank you.
Okay, let's look at how curious is it that the Nigerian Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPCL, has not come out to deny subsidy reinstatement or removal when this issue came out. Does that tell us that they've got an inkling to what has been playing out behind the scene?
I mean, if you look at the claims made by Femi Falana, that is one of the things he has said, that, why is it that when these allegations have come up, there's been no official response or statement from the NNPCL? And this further buttresses, or validates these allegations that there's something, more to it. You understand? If you recall that during the past administration of Muhammadu Buhari, when they also made such claims to have removed subsidy, they eventually came to public view that they actually spent about 11.
All right, I think we're having some technical
issues.
Okay, all right. Oh, we can hear you.
Yes. So I was just making mention of the fact that the previous administration had the same scenario where they claimed to have removed subsidy. Eventually, it came to light that they had actually spent over 11 trillion naira on the subsidy they claimed to have removed over a period of 8 years. So I hope we are not seeing a repeat of the past situation. More so, the NNPCL is quiet. So it seems to validate the allegations, really.
All right. From your perspective, what should shouldn't it, at this time, do we expect the CSOs and also those from the bench to be asking the tough questions as regards the Freedom of Information Bill? Shouldn't it be put into play now for Nigerians to tell the federal government to come out clean as to whether there's subsidy or subsidy removal? We should know where we stand. How quick and how potent can these claims be gotten from the federal government? How can we force them to give us that information as citizens?
Mr. Mamadou, I would not be surprised if in the coming days, civil society organizations like SERAP, even the NBA, SPIDEL, and others, seek judicial interpretation. I mean, file lawsuits against the federal government, asking the court, to order the federal government to make public the implementation of this so-called subsidy removal, because such agitations usually end up in such scenarios. So I would not be surprised, actually. And it is a welcome development. Because then, during the process of litigation, the Nigerian society will come to understand what actually is happening, and then this issue will be put to rest. So it will be a welcome development if such moves are made.
Okay, let's if it comes to the fault that that is the case, what would that translate to in terms of the sufferings Nigerians have been through? Can the citizenry, seek compensation?
For me, I have some modicum of confidence in the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and I'm sure if such information comes to his table, he will surely take cost of the removal that he pronounced on the day of his inauguration has been abused, has been maligned, has been manipulated. I'm sure he will take some action that will resolve the issue in favor of the Nigerian masses. So I think I urge civil society to take such action so that the federal government will actually understand what is going on. Because I'm sure some stakeholders and some manipulators of the system are behind this so-called anomaly.
All right, let's wrap up our conversation with the last question being, is it possible for the subsidy to have been, still there and the presidency told that it's removed? Is it possible? Can that happen?
Yes, this is Nigeria, unfortunately. If I borrow the words of the son of Femi Falana, who is a musician and civil rights activist, if you recall the song he sang, said, "This is Nigeria." You remember that rap song?
Yes. We're talking about FARS.
Yeah, FARS. You see, he said that, in Nigeria we have paradox, where you see pastors turning out to be thieves and all sorts of kind of things happen in Nigeria. So you can expect anything from Nigeria. You can expect a government policy that is meant to alleviate the suffering of masses to actually be used to further enslave the masses. It is Nigeria. These things have happened in the past, and until they are nipped in the bud, they will continue to happen. So this is Nigeria. Anything goes, really.
Okay, on the part of the other stakeholders in the oil and gas sector, would it be out of place to also hold them responsible? Because we've not, for a long time, not heard those who import this product into the country complain of a high cost of importation and all that. Is it possible that they are accomplices in this shadow subsidy removal?
Really and truly, Mr. Momodu, the fingers points to all the stakeholders. Like you say, there's a conspiracy of silence among the stakeholders. So I'm sure by the time there's a probe on their activities, you and I will know better. I don't engage in conjecture or in rumor mongering or in hearsay. I would believe that if the federal government doesn't take steps, I'm sure the judicial orders will force them to take action and to call for probes. I'm sure in next to no time, federal government may set up committees that will look at the activities or look at the implementation and the effects of this subsidy. And then I'm sure I'll look forward to seeing such reports.
All right, I want to say a big thank you, Kester Elebe-Sunu, for your very factual analysis of this situation and the comments and the call by Femi Falana, who has called on the federal government to, review the subsidy removal as the Nigerians seem to still pay for subsidy. So that's how we're going to call the conversation a wrap on today's edition. We'll go for a quick break. When we return, we'll be signing off on the program. I want to say thank you, Kester Elebe-Sunu, for being part of the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so let's go for a quick break. When we return, we'll be wrapping up Global Morning. Stay with us. Action. That's when you hear the producer say action, you know it's time to go live and direct. But this is when we're going to be saying our good boys, and the studio is kind of hot. I can't wait to leave here. I'll go by co-anchor. Okay, yeah, I almost say actor. Anchor.
Anchor.
Okay.
What's wrong with you today? Is the take back Tuesday? Are you bringing out all the things that you?
I'm thinking. I'm just wishing the monies are going to come today. Like you say, it's take back Tuesday. So I'm expecting lots of money to come in. Like I need mad money that makes people laugh uncontrollably.
No comment.
All right, no comment. It means we are good to go. So hopefully we'll be with you tomorrow. Not us, but we'll be having Uyu Ogbomofwegbe and Ochanya Agaba will be joining you tomorrow on Global Morning. So nice to know that you had fun today. So enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Anthony Bomodu. Let me be the first to say goodbye today.
And of course, thank you all so much for being a part of us this morning on the Global Morning. Hope you were well informed. Hope we interacted with you and you got some issues, of course, news making the rounds. And of course, I am Jumai Manson.
See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.